Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Chelsea, and if you're new around here, we like to do beauty related content on this channel. If that's something that you like, then please hit subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, then please click on the little bell and you'll be notified of every time they upload. So today's video, I thought I would go through my collection and just pull out my most autumnal palettes. Now, this isn't to say that you can only wear these colours during autumn, but when I think of autumn, these are the palettes that I tend to reach for, or the colour schemes that I tend to reach for, or the colour schemes that reminds me of autumn. Obviously these palettes, some of them were released all year round, but yeah, I just thought this would be a fun video to do. I've seen a few people do this, and yeah, it's actually inspired me as well to actually play with some of these palettes, so expect some videos on those. But if you want to see my top autumnal palettes, then please stay tuned. So a lot of these aren't new. I think there's only two of them that are new, actually 3 that are new in my collection. The rest are old, like a year or 2 old. But yes, let's get into it. I was going to do 10, but then I couldn't narrow it down to 10, so I've got 15 because I've got a mixture of small palettes and large palettes as well. So I'm just going to start off with the small ones because they're on top of the pile, but this isn't a ranking video. These are just autumn inspired palettes in my opinion that I would reach for most during these colder months. When we go for like more grungy vibes, like deep olivey tones, burgundies, fiery oranges, you know, like the colours that represent leaves, that's the colour story that I think of when it comes to autumn. Like, you know, when it goes like the green to like orangey, yellowy, that kind of thing. They're the colour stories that I think of when I think of autumn colours. So, the first one I got is this bad boy here, and it's the Colourpop Star Wars The Mandalorian palette, like the child pressed powder palette. Now, I haven't actually filmed with this yet, but it is just so cute. And yeah, this did arrive smashed, I had to repress some of it. But I feel like these are very much autumnal shades because you've got like your rich chocolatey brown, then you've got the olivey tones, and then you've got like a neutral and sage. And I feel like, yeah, you can really create some beautiful looks with this palette. And I feel like just because it's small and it's majority green, you can create quite a few different looks, because where you've got the dark brown, you can obviously deepen up any green look, or you can just use gold, or you've got like these neutral shades down here as well. So yeah, considering it's a £9 monochrome kind of palette, there are a variety of looks that you can create. So yeah, I really like that palette. Next up I got is the Revolution 90s Baby. Now, I bought this a few months ago, and to be honest, I completely forgot about it. But this is what it looks like inside, and yeah, it looks stunning. I think I really need to do a video on this. I just like the fact that you've got a deep chocolatey brown, you've got a black, and then you've got this bright yellow and a lovely brassy gold. Now, I love these kind of golds during this season because they just pair with anything. They pair with chocolate brown, you can pair it with like oranges, you can pair it with like other neutral shades. But yeah, really, really beautiful little palette. I just don't like the fact it hasn't got a mirror, but this was only like cheap as chips. I think it was like £5 or something. So yeah, it's a really affordable palette, and the fact that it's got a black in as well, so you can deepen it up, and there's quite a few different looks that you can create with this, because you've got the brown, the yellow, the gold, like the rose gold kind of shimmer as well. So yeah, it's really, really good for affordable makeup. Next up, we've got a P. Louise Love Tape palette. So this is the Love Affair. Any videos or looks that I've done with these palettes, I'll link the videos down below so then you can have a look to see how they work, or if you want to see swatches and stuff like that. But this one is a beautiful colour story. You've got your vibrant reds, you've got your neutral shades, and you've got like your aubergine kind of purples. This is a really nice palette. I love the fact you can really deepen it up, and then you've got your light shade there as well. Again, it's only 8 shades, 2 of them are shimmers and the rest are matte. But this is, you can create some really nice fiery looks with this. Very, very autumnal. Next, we've got an oldie but a goodie, and this is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Armed and Gorgeous palette. Now, I haven't used this in ages, but I used to absolutely love this. You've got your greens in there, you've got your mustardy yellows and burnt oranges, your browns, and then your golds and stuff, and you can create a variety of looks with this that are very either warm toned or very green and olivey looking. But yeah, this is a really, really good palette. I don't know if they still sell it. I'm pretty sure they still sell it in the Morphe store. I'm pretty sure sure I've seen it. But I actually got this when they had a deal on, and I only paid £5 for it, which I think is an absolute bargain. But yeah, I actually really like the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill formula. It's dead good. And then I've got these two Huda palettes which just scream autumn to me, so I'm just going to pair them together if I'm honest. So we've got the Wild Jaguar one, which is this autumn or is this winter? I don't know. I feel like this is an autumn and winter palette because you can really grunge it up, you can really deep darken the eyeshadow looks up, and the shimmers in this are absolutely gorgeous. They're absolutely stunning. Let's just give this a swatch. They are stunning, but the fact is you've got these like buttery army green kind of shades, and then you've got like that duochrome purple, your gold, your chocolatey brown, and then a black as well, which I absolutely love it when there's a black in a palette because I just feel like you can create so many different looks and just really deepen darken your eyeshadow look. And then we've also got the rich one, the rich nude, shall I say, which is really gorgeous. It's got your burgundy tones and your aubergine, but I just feel like this is a really, really autumnal palette. Really nice colour range considering it's only 9 shades. Then last of the small palettes, I've got this Coloured Rain Sunset Sheet, which I feel like just screams autumn when it comes to like your fiery burnt oranges, your golds here. Like this shade is so buttery, and I just love this orangey shade. Like look at that pigment. That's insane. But yeah, really good for if you wanted a small sunset eye look that you can create using this palette. Next, we're moving on to the medium-sized palettes. So you can't go wrong with a good old Too Faced gingerbread palette. Now I know you can't get this specific one anymore, but I feel like any of these kind of palettes that they release at this time of year is very, very autumnal. So this is the gingerbread extra spicy palette, and this just screams autumn to me because you've got these burnt oranges. You even got a pop of like a navy blue there. But yeah, I just love this palette. I think the gingerbread palettes are really like my favourite ones from Too Faced, and it still smells like gingerbread as well. I know that's like a Christmas scent, but I suppose gingerbread's a little bit cinnamony, and cinnamon then reminds me of autumn, so therefore this is an autumn palette. Next, we've got quite a high-end one. So this is the Natasha Denona bronze palette, and oh my god, the warm toned goodness that this provides is unreal. And I just like the fact it's got a real deep dark shade there, so I can deepen anything. The only thing is I would really have liked a like really light transitional shade in this palette, but you know, I have got that everywhere else because I feel like there could be something lighter than this shade here. But yeah, just like this shade and this shade, like these shades here just speak to my soul. I suppose with bronze shades you can either use them in summer and autumn. Well, you can use them whenever you bloody want, to be honest. But yeah, I always think of bronze shades either summer or autumn, but I just love a bronzed eye look in autumn time. Stunning, especially with like a nice dark lip as well. Now I'm pairing these ones together because they're both Melt Gemini, but Gemini 1 and Gemini 2, and if this doesn't scream autumn to you, then I don't know what will, because this is autumn in a palette, and you've got your mustardy tones into your olivey ones, and just absolutely stunning. Can't fault this palette. I think this is one of the best melt palettes that they've released, and yeah, absolutely beautiful. And then I've recently got the Gemini 2 palette, which again is very, very autumnal. Even the packaging I think is beautiful. This, you've got your more rosy tones into your olivey tones as well. And, let me just show you these together because they are just stunning. Now, that is autumn, if you ask me. That's autumn. That's literally autumn in a palette. If these two were together, I definitely would buy them both as well. They just look stunning, and like even the layout is the same when you've got your lights, musty tones here but rosy tones here, and then progressively into your olive tones, and I absolutely love that. But these two together side by side is an absolute dreamy combination. I've still yet to do a video on my channel using Gemini 2, so if you want to see that, then please do comment that down below. There wouldn't be an autumnal. How many times do you think I'm going to say autumn or autumnal in this video? But this wouldn't be a full eyeshadow palette video without the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. Now I know you can't buy this anymore, but the earthy one is pretty similar, to be honest, and yeah, just look at those. You've got the rich tones down here, and then you've got your olivey tones, and I think olive combined with warm tones is autumn for me. But yeah, even these shades here, like these foresty greens, I just think are absolutely beautiful. But this is such a good palette, so affordable, and yeah, if you've got this already in your collection, then definitely dig it out for this autumn. Now, one new palette to my collection is the P. Louise Money Shop palette. It does come with two palettes, but the bottom drawer is autumn for me. It's very full. It gives me Melt Gemini vibes. So let me just compare. I don't know, I think there are similar tones. Obviously, you've got like a few of the mustards and then the olive tones and stuff like that. But these two are very, very similar. Obviously, there's just a lot more shades in here. And I feel like these shades are just so buttery. But yeah, I did recently do some looks using these palettes, so I'll link them down below for you. Yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous. I love this side of the palette, is my favorite. It speaks to my soul. Another new palette to my collection is the Phoenix Born from the Ashes from Archie Cosmetics. Now this is a very, very autumnal / winter kind of colour story. You can really grunge these colours up, but then you've got your vibrant oranges, your purples, olive greens, but this is the palette here. I'm trying not to lift too much because I still need to press this eyeshadow in. I don't want it to spill on my carpet. This is very, very autumnal, especially with like the warm tones and then the like the muted greys and stuff like that. But oh, they just look stunning, absolutely stunning. Look at that duochrome. That duochrome is from that. It looks green to me. I think it's put in purple to you, but this angle it looks green, and oh my god, that is gorgeous. So yeah, I am due to do a video on this palette, but this colour story is speaking to me. Absolutely beautiful, and I really like Artitude eyeshadow formula as well, so I'm excited to do a video with that. And then this is an oldie. This is a very old palette, and I haven't done a video on this one either. I think I did say last year I was going to do one, but then I never got round to it. And this is the Morphe 24M Made Event. I believe Mitchell, like made by Mitchell was the face of this campaign, but they don't sell this anymore. However, if this is in your collection, then please use it, because I am going to. Now tell me, is this autumn or is this winter? Again, you've got your dark grungy shades, and this row here can be turned into waterliners, but I just feel like this, like it's got a few pressed glitters, so if that's your thing, then obviously this will be a good palette. But just rich shades, so pigmented as well. For Morphe, this is so pigmented, and I actually really do like it. But yeah, I need to play with this more because it is such a good palette. Let me know if you brought this palette, because I don't feel like I see anyone talk about it, or anyone did talk about it back in the day when this was actually released. And then this palette is my last one of this video, but this palette is autumn for me. Like, it's just autumn. I've done multiple videos on it, and I could not film a full makeup video without this palette. And it's the Be Perfect and Stacey Marie Carnival The Antidote palette, because let me just show you. Autumn. If this isn't autumn, then I don't know what is, because you've got your olive, your neutrals, and then your fiery warm tones. Oh, I forgot how much I love this palette. I've not picked it up in ages, but the shimmers are just so buttery, like so pretty. And I just love this middle section as well for when I go out. You've got a black shade, which is what we like. You've got dark colours, you've got light colours, and then you've got the middle, and then you've got a range of shimmers as well. This is such a good palette. Like, even if you don't want to do like autumn makeup or whatever, it's such a good palette. Like, this middle row here is for bridal. Definitely bridal, going out makeup the lot, and then you can add colour. But yeah, this, out of all the carnival palettes, this one is my favourite. I don't know if they're going to be able to top this one, but yeah, this is definitely my favourite, and it's definitely my autumn palette of the past 2 years. So that's all the autumn palettes that I can think of from my collection, because I'm absolutely drawn to their colour stories, and their colour stories remind me of this season. But yeah, let me know down below what your favourite autumnal palettes are, and if you counted how many times I said autumn in this video, video, then I would love to know. But if there's any of these palettes that you'd like to see a video on, then please leave that down below, so just so then I know, and I'll add that into my content. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did like this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and hopefully I shall see you in my next video. Bye!